Good morning to all traders and welcome to another Markets in Waves video. Stavros is here from Orbex, and today, May 13th, Thursday, we're going to have another session, another update on what's really happening with structures on certain assets. And in today's session, we're going to have a quick look on the US index, euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar yen, and Aussie against the dollar. As you see, it's an FX Majors day. It looks like it. So starting with the index, guys. You remember last time we talked about the index, I think it was on Tuesday or Monday. I was expecting a correction over here. Yeah, I was expecting actually a leg down and then a correction. And that's exactly what happened. We did the bounce, false break below the 90 and a bounce up for a correction. Now, I've put my Fibonacci over here. And don't forget, this is still part of minor wave 3 on the downside, right? And it looks like to me now that we've got A, B, and we're gonna get C. So currently it looks like we're in 4 of C of 2. And that's wave 4 internally, and I'm expecting a wave 5 to take us up to the 90.88 or around that level. This is, if we look at time and price as well, looks like, you know, it's going to be a nice cluster between the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement and wave C. Okay, now from there, and as the signals already popping up for the index, I will be expecting prices to continue to the downside. In case, of course, we break above that channel, then things are going to get a bit more complicated, and I will be probably looking at the 78.6 for validation / invalidation next. Now for euro dollar, yesterday we saw how this scenario would provide us an expanding flat, correct? Yeah, but I was expecting prices to enter a little bit higher. Now one could say that what if we had like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that is going to be an extended wave C for the expanding flat, which is possible. But because we broke below that level over here, right, I had to revisit this part over here and recount based on the new development and the new data that we saw coming from the market. Now, with that said, I've called this a 1 and 2, internally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, and then 4 in the minute and 5. So no expanding flat any longer since it was, in my opinion, invalidated. So what I'm looking now, after completing wave 1 up here, it's an A, B, and a C correction. You will notice that A is down here. If you go closer to the chart, you'll be able to identify why. So with that said, guys, I'm looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm expecting the 120.40 to be the level where we are going to get, first of all, that's the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement of wave 1, like 1 and 2, you see. Second is the 100 Fibonacci extension of waves A and B on the downside. And third is where the channel is ending, okay? Now, the fourth thing we need to look at is the fact that the index has another leg up to reach its own channel, okay? And this is a very good indication. So if we see any of those invalidated in one or the other, it could very likely be a case where both are going to be invalidated. Okay, so pay close attention to EURUSD and the correlation with the index, obviously. Now, what is different here though, is that, okay, we've got like this signal over here, okay, but this is what we get here. I mean, it's not a clear signal, it's just a continuation to the downside because we didn't really turn in a similar way on the MACD or on the RSI as we turned on the index. The only signal we get here is this slight move to the upside on the MACD histogram, which means the two EMAs got closer to one another, okay? The other signal here is the long one, you know, but we cannot consider this as a signal since we need to take account that low and that one. Okay, so from here we go down indeed, which can be considered a hidden bullish divergence, but we don't really see anything on this sort of time frame, if you may. Okay, so another leg up and then continuation up. Otherwise, a break below. We're probably looking at well, perhaps it will be a case that this is ABC 1 2 3 4 5, like wave 1, and then wave 2 would become a flat. Okay, we're going to revisit, of course, in case we break below the 120.44 or below the channel, then the probabilities are going to change. For the pound, we also talked about the two signals on RSI and MACD and also a possibility for a pullback. I think this is going to be an ABC, A, B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm expecting another leg down to 140.20 or so. And from there, I will be expecting the prices to move up for another leg to the upside. That is going to be, of course, the last leg. And from there, prices will start moving lower. Now, you might ask, what if we finished up here? It's very possible that we have finished up here as well, because that can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And because this is so far somewhat impulsive to the downside, you know, we can consider this as wave 1, then 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or, you know, we could consider this as some sort of even leading diagonal. In case, of course, we see a correction coming up here, yes, and then another leg down. So that would be the scenario for I mean, obviously, the impulse to the downside or a leading diagonal scenario in case we'll go there and there. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to reverse. It could be a case where this is the A, then we're going to get the B and the C, right? But obviously, we need to remain above the 140 or so. In order to consider this as an impulsive move to the upside, which means another leg can be expected. Now, for those who don't remember, if we look further out a little bit, you know, I am expecting, this is, you know, to me, is either, I haven't actually numbered those, but anyway, this is a minor wave, either ABC, yeah, for a correction, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which is a reversal to the downside. So as you can see, because we're near and we broke above the 78.6 here, we were talking about the 140, 185 being potential invalidation for this being a corrective move. Okay, so that's for that one as well. Now dollar against the Japanese yen. Here we don't really get much of signal on the RSI or on the MACD, but apart from this very short term move to the downside, but I think we're going to get another leg up. I was expecting this to be like a W, X, and Y. We talked about that a couple of days ago, and to me that looks like now a very clear leading diagonal over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Looking for since we broke above the 61.8, that's also for the Fibonacci extension, by the way. We're probably looking at the 110 next, or close to 110. We might miss it, we might get it, we might do a false break above it. Okay, but in case we break, well, the 78.6, 110.23, then things are going to, they're not going to get complicated, because to be honest, the W, X, and Y is usually the one expected to get us to the 78.6. It's just, it's going to be a bigger dip. But, you know, the last level I'll be looking is the 110.57, which is the 100 Fibonacci of W and X. And then don't forget that this still is expected to be wave 4, yeah, of 5, of course, of what it is, of probably 3. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, of 3. Okay. And quick look on Aussie dollar. We haven't looked at this for a while, so let me go a little bit further out. This is wave 1, and I'm expecting wave 2, and this is 2 of intermediate 3. and intermediate 3 of A primary. And then we're going to get B and C primary for wave X in the cycle degree, if not mistake. Anyway, since the top at 80 cents, and obviously we expect corrections at these higher levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, a very nice leading diagonal for wave A, B, and C for wave B. And internally in B, we've got a flat expanding one. And then, guys, we've got the move to the downside. And that move to the downside looks impulsive. Let me go a little bit closer. That move to the downside looks impulsive because we see no interactions between the waves. So we've got 1 and 2, 3, 4. In my opinion, we're going to get another leg down if wave 4 finished. And then that's going to be wave 1, and then we're going to get 2, 3, 4, and 5 for a further continuation. For the further continuation to the downside. Okay, we've got a big signal over here on the RSI. Internally, though, we've got a short-term upside. That's what makes me think that we're going to get another leg down for those who think that this is a good buy now. Another leg down for wave 5, and then a move up for wave 2, and then 3, 4, and 5. I'll be looking at the 76, 12, 74, 99, and the 61.8 Fibonacci extension of waves 1 and 2, retracement at 73.69. Obviously, this correction can just finish at the 50 Fibonacci, but it's usual to see waves 2 finishing at the 61.8 and then the wave 4 at the 32 Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so guys, I think that will be all for the day. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any comments, don't hesitate to comment. We'll speak again tomorrow, Friday.